Hi folks, and welcome back to Fishing with Den. Well, it's a lovely day. So today I'm going to actually use some homemade bait, and it's my new homemade pellets. They're particularly hook bait pellets, and yes, I know you can go down to the tackle shop and you can buy expanders and micros and jelly pellets and hard pellets and all the rest of it, but sometimes you just want something different. And in this case, I want a pellet which will stay on the hook, which will go in a band, which may go on a hair. I just want something versatile. Now, it's got to be soft enough so it doesn't mask the hook if I just put it onto the hook and prevent fish being hooked. But it's got to be hard enough so that it actually resists the cast. It's going to stay on. So it's a bit of a balancing act. I've got to do a bit more experimentation. I've tried it once, maybe twice in the past. I've had an hour or so at it, and I've had some results, so I've refined the recipe a little bit, and today we're going to use my pellets to see how we go. Now, you may be aware from previous videos that I often use these things, which are chicken layer pellets, and I just cover them in water, then put some turmeric on, and that's it. And I could just as easily put trout pellet paste on or something like that, whatever flavouring I want. But these are great for feed pellets, but they're absolutely useless to put on the hook because they tend to crumble up like that, which is not especially good. So, hook baits it is then, and let me show you my new pellets. Here they are, pellets. I make them like this. Think of a slice of bread. I make them in different thicknesses, and so what I can do is I can punch out whatever size I need, whether it be, I don't know, something as small as a 4mm up to say 10mm, maybe bigger. I just don't happen to have anything bigger than a 10mm punch at the moment. So here's one. This is the 8mm version, fairly thin, but of course if I use a thicker piece of pellet material I can make them thicker as well. This is the 10mm version, and I'm thinking 2 or 3 discs of this on a hair rig, that might work too. And literally it's as simple as taking your punch and punching one out. That's all there is to it. As far as staying on the hook, well, we'll try that now. I've literally just started. I haven't caught anything yet, and I've just put one small amount of bait out there, but very briefly, let's just show you the rig. Waggler fishing today. I'll be doing more of this obviously on feeder fishing and so on, but I've got a 4AA homemade loaded waggler. I've got 2 or 3 number 6s down, and I've actually got one of these quick change devices on the bottom here to change the hook length, because it may well be today that I go away from this size 14 B911 onto something with a band on it, or possibly even a hair rig. The beauty of it is I can just unclip that and clip a new one on, and we're off to the races again. So anyway, if I grab that piece of bait, I'm just going to put it on the hook to start with, and there we go. That's it. That's all I'm going to use. And as I've said, I've done a little bit of testing, but not all that much. So we'll cast out and we'll see how we go. Now what I've done is, so you can see it in the camera, I've actually gone to the line clip and then drawn back to about sort of 14 turns, 13, 14 turns or something like that. So hopefully you will start seeing some bites today. Anyway, that's the plan. I've still got a couple of bits and pieces to do to get set up, but I'm matching my turmeric hook baits with my turmeric pellets. We'll mess around with different sizes and so on, and let's hope it works. Well, just messing around to start with. I had that first cast and drawed it in again, and this is the second cast, and we've still got the bait on. Look, still going pretty good. It's not breaking down particularly. I think it might last for another couple of casts. See how we go though. Bit of a bob there. And oh, missed it. Well, the hook bait's come off anyway, look. So let's assume that everything's going according to plan. get some more bait on, and hopefully we'll start to get a few bites now. Using a slightly thicker piece of the pellet material, so I've actually got sort of more like a standardised sort of hard pellet sort of shape, but I'm still going to put it on in the same way, really just an experiment, and we'll see how we go. Now it may be that this is too hard and it masks the point, but we'll only know if we hit a fish and bump it off. So hopefully that won't happen, but you never know, do you? That's what this is all about, just experimentation, see how it goes. GoPro, start recording. Well, second bite, at least I hit it. Not a big fish. In fact, probably one of the smaller ones in here. I've had them up to over 15 pounds, and I haven't fished it very often, so there's probably a lot bigger in here. Well, it didn't seem to cause me any problems with hooking the fish. Putting up a bit more of a fight now, isn't he? After he came in too easily. One thing you can expect with carp, you're always going to get a good fight when it's a bit warmer. Full of beans. Come on then. Oh no, too quick. There we go. Well, first fish, can't be all bad. Not as small as I first thought either. It's probably about 3 pounds or so. Oh, maybe 4 pounds actually. Well look, there you go. Not a bad one to start with, eh? Go. Okay, same again then. 8mm pellet, same thickness. And same way of hooking, just in the corner and leaving the barb showing. Certainly seems to stay on well for casting, which is great for waggler fishing. And so far I've had one that I've missed, didn't seem to prick it or anything with the hook, so probably not masking it. The second one I hit, and so yeah, a few more fish, that's when we'll tell. One thing I have noticed with this bait is that just like expanders, you need to keep it underwater, otherwise it dries out. So all I've done, I've just put some water into my punch box and then put the slice in there. As I say, it does dry out if you leave it in the open, and I've never actually left it out for very long, but obviously a dried out bait isn't going to be a very good bait. It certainly doesn't seem to be breaking down inside the box, so I don't know how long this is going to take before it finally does break down. GoPro, start recording. I looked away and the float had gone, and that's a decent fish. Literally for a second. Oh, it's taking some line. Good job I've got this automatic line clip system on the reel, and in fact I've just ordered 2 more of these MAP reels with the automatic clip system on, and I think I'll probably do a video on that fairly shortly, because I love these things. For 50 quid or thereabouts, that's not bad at all. That's that second or third bite. Decent enough fish. Well, it's not as big as I thought, but what a fight. Still going. Right, this time fish. There we go. Still tried to jump out of the net. Okay. Oh, it's a bit bigger. Yeah, it's probably about £5 this one. Short and stocky, and it's actually swallowed the hook. So let's get a disgorger out. This one's actually a bit pregnant. See the belly on it? Okay, try that again. Keep it over the net, but you see the belly on that? About £5. Beautiful. Okay, so we've had a couple of fish now on the smaller pellet. I'm now going to go to this 10mm pellet, and I was actually wrong earlier on. These Preston boxes do go up to 12mm, so we're going to go to 10 and just see how a bigger pellet performs. Oh. Something happened. It raised up. Yeah. Missed it. Okay, well, I dropped that fish and I missed a couple of other bites on this 10mm pellet. Quite a big old chunk of pellet. So I've just changed over to a 14 hook, but this time with a Guru speed stop. Let's see how this goes in. Hopefully it doesn't break up. Well, yep, that's a bonus. So there we are, that's the hook on and exposed. So if we're going to get bites on this, it's going to be that the hook is completely exposed, so it's not masking the hook anymore. So let's just give this a try. I wouldn't normally fish with a hair rig on a waggler, but there's nothing to say I can't do it, as long as it works. Couldn't actually put it on a band. Obviously a 10mm pellet is quite big for a band, so we'll go with this and see how it turns out. Might try the band later with a smaller pellet. Well, since I put this in, I've had a couple of casts and I've had indications, but not really any proper bites. So the only thing I can think of is that sometimes it's turtles messing around with it. Still getting these small indications like that, little lifts and knocks and bobs, but I'm really not getting proper bites. Okay, so like I said, still getting bobs and knocks out there, but not really transpiring into bites. So I'm just going to try a single piece of corn on the hook, just in case my concoction is complete rubbish. And if I start to bag up, well, obviously it is, but I suspect it's just the day actually. Nope, missed it as well. I don't know what's going on today. I can't seem to hit anything. Frustrating. Again, bobs and bounces. So it's not just on my bait. I don't know if that's going to go or not, but there's definitely some movement on it. Right, okay, well we've hit it. And I think I found the culprit. Yep, thought so. It's a turtle, and that's what's causing all these bites. So it's not my bait, it's turtles taking it, and that's usually the case with turtles. You end up with a situation where you get silly little bites. Okay, where is it? Hook's out and it's in the net, but let's see if we can show you this turtle. It's only a small one and it's all covered in slime and stuff, but there you go, look. Oh, there it goes, oh, putting it back in. I'll get him back in the water. Don't want to hurt him. But that's what the cause of the problem is. Ah, right, okay, so based on that, we need to come up with a new plan to get past turtles. I think the first plan is have a cup of tea. I don't know. Right, well, I've poured my cup of tea out and I've got a plan. I'm going to put in 4 decent sized balls of bait, ground bait, and see if that helps to get rid of the turtle menace. In the meantime, I'll eat my lunch. GoPro, start recording. Finally. Oof. This is on the 8mm pellet. So, hopefully, those turtles have disappeared now. He's not ready yet, I'm sure of that. As I said, that was just on the B911 hook, just a bare hook, no hair rig. Not explosive this guy, but dogged. I'm hoping that that ground bait and the fact that I'm actually feeding a few more pellets now has done the trick and we can catch a few more fish. Actually, see where we're going with this bait. Come on, fish. Oh, don't do that. Come on. Whoops. Every time. So much power. And trouble is, this is a hair mesh net. In other words, one of those very fine mesh ones. So you can't push it through the water all that quickly like you would on a commercial. And the reason I'm using this hair net, just in case you're wondering, is because the fish here have a very sharp spine on their dorsal fin. It's serrated and it tears normal nets to pieces. And the only net that combats it is one of these. There we go. Again, short and stocky, but good fish. Probably in the region of 5-ish, something like that. Oops. Well, at least I'm catching now. Right, well, we'll go back. I'll put another one of those 8mm baits on, and never know. And yes, okay, now we're in. So it shows that this bait does work. Oh, okay. This one may be a bit bigger. But this is definitely a bigger fish. It's going down to my left down there somewhere. Is it those reeds? No, to get away from the tree branches and all sorts down there. That's it. Off you go down that way. That's good. Oof. Oh, definitely bigger. Wow. Finally, though, putting one or two fish together, that was getting frustrating. Don't go into that tree. He doesn't want to come near me, I'll give him that. Loads of power. He's not actually as big as I thought. He's actually quite small. Well, what do I know, eh? What do I know? There we go. Whew. Well, it's another fish, and that's good. And again, slightly pregnant. Just in the side of his mouth. So, hopefully then, fingers crossed. I'm just using my little ground bait punch that I made to make up these small balls, and just throwing those in around the float, just to keep the interest up. Oh. Okay, a little bit short, but generally in the area, it'll do for now. Yep, good bite. Again on the 8mm. At least the turtles have disappeared now. Amazing things. Still don't think he's ready. I'll get the net ready anyway. Again, no huge fish today. As I said earlier, I've had them up to 15.5 pounds here. I've only fished it a very small amount of times, so there's probably lots more in here. Big ones, that is. Good action on this rod. This is the Daiwa Yank and Bank 12-foot version. It's a pellet waggler rod, but I use it for virtually everything these days because I don't really use light floats, but I do like the action of this rod. Yeah, same sort of size again, about the 4 pound range. Right, well that's what, about 6 fish. It seems to be working anyway. Lift going on. There's sort of a lift bite going on, and now it's just sort of sinking. So there we go. Yeah. I was fighting right in the swim, which isn't going to help. Kind of just hanging on. Oh, I think this one might be a bit bigger. Wow. I keep saying they might be bigger, but they turn out to be smaller. But as I say, what do I know, Den? Certainly putting a few together now anyway. I keep him out of where I'm fishing. He's all over the place, this guy. He's standing to the right of me now. Just make sure I'm recording after all this. Oh. Come on, fish. Come on. So it does look like the bait is soft enough not to mask the hook point when it's in a strike situation. So I think earlier on that was maybe to be discarded when I missed those odd fish right at the start, because certainly now I seem to be hitting virtually everything and they're staying on too, which is good news. This guy's got some go as well. Don't go in this swim. Well, not in my piece where I've got the bait anyway. Come on. Well, he's just taking line because he can. It's not as though the clutch is all that loose either. Well. Come on, fish, this time. Got to be so careful of those trees and things in the water just down here. Look, you've got the reeds to my left as well. But this is a good fight. Get the net ready. Gonna come quietly? No. This time maybe. If we can sneak him over the lip. That's it. Whew. Well, that was a good fight. I was pleased with that one. Oh. Yeah, it's a somewhat bigger fish, this one. Not going to weigh him, but bigger than all the others we've had. Big old gob. Get the hook out and we'll see if we can show him to you. They're short but very thick fish in here. Let's see if we can sort him out. There we go, look. Not the hugest fish, like I say, but you'll notice how he's catching his anal fin now on the keep net, landing net rather. And that's what I was saying, they have these serrated spines both on the dorsal and anal fins. It tears nets to pieces. Anyway, let's not talk about that. Let's get back out there and do some more fishing. As with any bait, when I put this on the hook, it's not a massive hook, remember, it's only a 14, and that's an 8mm pellet. So what I'm doing is, rather than put the thing on sort of through the centre and having it like that, so I've only got the point showing, that's not what I want to do. What I've been doing is, take that out, just nicking it through the side, so I've got plenty of the gape and the point showing. Hopefully you can see that, but that's how I've been hitting them, and hopefully we'll continue to do so. Let's get back out there. GoPro, start recording. Ooh. He's on the surface, this guy. I don't think he's all that big, but so much speed, this one. Yeah, he's not very big. Good enough though, eh? Good fun. Excuse me. I could try a banded pellet on this, but to be honest, if it's working on the hook for today, I'm just going to go with that. I might try the hair rig a bit later, just towards the end, with some great big bait on it. I might put 2 or 3 discs of the 10 or 12 mil on, just to see what happens really. That's more likely though, I think, to score on the river. And that's something I'll try, I think, next with this bait. See how that goes. Come on, fish. Gotcha. Oh, it's probably still a good 3 pounds or so. Yeah, beautiful condition though. It's a bit of a lift going on. Hey. As I said, I've got that shot number 6 about 3 inches from the hook, so any kind of lift like that works for me. I always find the bite the most important part for me of any video, and that's what Mozza was saying the other day. If you can see the bite, the float either going up, going down or whatever, then you're there and you're going, yeah, strike, strike. And that's exactly the same for me, guys. About the same as the others, I suppose. I dare say it's probably 3 pounds. Funny we haven't had any really big ones today, but you never know. Caught round his dorsal fin. That's what I was saying about that serrated dorsal fin, it catches everything. Think of a hacksaw blade, but with bigger teeth. Yeah. Come on. Oh. Get a grip, Dad, get a grip. There we go. Well, I've missed doing this, guys. I hope you're enjoying it, as I certainly am. And another one. Got him. Well, that must be what, at least a dozen fish by now, I reckon. So this stuff's obviously okay. Bit more testing to do, but yeah, not bad at all. I'm going to go back to the 10mm one that we had issues with earlier on when I was striking and either bumping them or missing them altogether. Now, it could well have just been that turtle that was a problem, but I haven't actually tried this since then, so obviously it's something I need to establish. Can't complain so far though, can we? Yes! That didn't really move all that much, but he's over there now, look. And he's just taken it off the line clip, that automatic clip system I was mentioning earlier on. So it obviously works, doesn't it? coming back towards me now. Right. There we go. Bit of a foot assist going on again. And this is a 3.3 metre landing net too. It's surprising how far up I am. Nice enough fish. Again, as with all of these fish here, very stocky. And if you can see that dorsal fin sticking up, that serration I was telling you about is here. It's really solid and it has been known to do people a real damage. Anyway, that one's probably, I don't know, £5 or so. Well, time's moving on again, guys, so I think probably going to have to call it quits with that for the day. As you see, still got the bait on from the last cast, so I think after a bit of initial hesitancy we can say that the bait does work. The consistency is, yeah, probably about right. Obviously those early issues I had up to the point where I caught that turtle, yeah, kind of confused the issue a little bit there, but certainly, again, as you've seen, all the fish I've caught later, they've all stayed on. I haven't had any issues, so I'm pretty happy that I've got the consistency right, like I said. When I cast out with the waggler, it stays on. When I strike, the hook pulls through the bait and goes into the fish's mouth. Again, that's fine. Today, I suppose the 8mm pellets have done the damage. Did try bigger ones earlier on, but I must admit I forgot to do that a bit later, so I'll have to do a bit more research on that one. Again, I'm going to have to do some more research on whether this works on rivers or not, and for that I'll do it on a hair rig, and we'll see if we can get that done in the next week or two. I'll also do a thing in the kitchen where I show you how you can make this bait, and then if you want to, you can take it to your local commercial and hopefully bag up. Now remember, this is not a commercial, this is a natural lake, and I think I'm just about the only person that fishes it, apart from Mozza when he's not locked down. But yeah, they really don't know what bait is, so it'd be interesting to see if any of you guys use this on a commercial and see how it pans out. Anyway, that's it for another one. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, if you did, click the button. If you want to subscribe, you can. And until the next time, bye for now.